Driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. To the days down memory lane, back to the times when our life was a breeze. Feel the freedom again, my mind was at ease. The sky was so blue when we rolled down the street. So hey, I just wanna put your vibe, I just wanna put your vibe. Hey, I just want a good time, good time. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day.
What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video, and we are finally here with my big project that I've been waiting to do since before Planet Coaster 2 even came out. If you guys have been familiar with the channel and you've actually seen my previous video on this project, it was actually before Planet Coaster 2 came out when I revealed that I was going to be doing a very large project. And today we're going to be starting on that very large project, and it is Windland Adventure Resort today. And this is going to be a huge park. So for those that are unfamiliar with what this park is, it is basically going to be an Epic Universe inspired type park. So it's not Epic Universe, it's not like a recreation or anything, but it is going to be heavily inspired by Universal's Epic Universe, because I'm so excited for that park, and I've always wanted to do kind of a Universal style park to begin with, because I absolutely love the Universal parks to begin with. So I've always wanted to do a really big project like that. We're also going to have hotels, we're going to have multiple parks, so this isn't just going to be one park. It's going to be multiple parks in the same build. So basically, we're going to start off with just 2 parks and then leave room for a third park expansion is kind of the plan. So basically, we're going to have a water park is going to be kind of our main theme. We're going to have a water park, and we're also going to have an awesome park that is going to be inspired, of course, by Epic Universe. But I'm also going to leave some empty space for later, so if we ever do get some updates in the game where I kind of want to add on to this park, I feel like that would be a good idea. The one thing I was kind of worried about this, doing it this early, I was kind of hoping maybe to wait until there was a scenario editor. However, I think we're going to be able to fit everything into the world now, because without the scenario editor, the biomes aren't super huge in the game. So I did kind of think about that a little bit, but at the same time, I think we have plenty of space if I think out the layout correctly. So what we're going to be doing is, of course, we're going to be making this highway today, which is part 1 of this amazing series. And then we're also going to be doing a parking lot. We're going to do everything in this build. So we're doing, the highway, parking lot, and then, of course, the parks themselves. There's a lot to unpack in this project, and I cannot wait. This is my first real legitimate project. If you guys have been following the Midwest Adventure series, thank you guys so much. However, this is the real deal. Midwest Adventure was not really a big main park of mine or a big project of mine. It was just kind of a testing ground piece. You know, it wasn't much of a project at all, to be honest. It was kind of more of a little playground where I can kind of mess around and do some stuff that I haven't really done, basically just to get me familiarized with Planet Coaster 2, because that was the big park that I kind of started, you know, when the game first came out. So I wanted to get my skills down before I started this huge project, and now I'm confident enough with the pieces that I have and everything. I don't have to spend 50 years, you know, looking for the right piece. You know, I actually have familiarized myself a lot with the pieces that we currently have in the game, and it sounds like we might be getting a lot more pieces down the line in the future, hopefully sooner rather than later, now that they're flirting with the idea of potentially bringing back the themes from Planet Coaster 1 and bringing them into Planet Coaster 2. Will it mean that we get all the same pieces from Planet Coaster 1? I'm not sure. Or are we just going to get the themes and maybe some pieces come over and maybe some new pieces as well? I'm not entirely sure. But by time we get to a lot of these lands in this park, I feel like a lot of the updates will start to be coming out. The biggest update that I needed was the custom media files and the changeable coaster trains. Those are the two big ones that I really wanted before I started this this huge series. But by time we get to needing those, those updates will be coming. That update will be coming out in February, so I don't have to wait too long for that. And by time that comes out, we'll already be kind of where we want to be in the park. You know, I just wanted to get started because obviously we have to do the highway and the parking lot, and that's going to take me a little bit of time to get going. And then probably by time we get actually inside the park is probably when I'll have kind of trying to time it up to where we'll have the next update out, hopefully by then. So I had a lot of motivation when I recorded this, because I was like, you know what, I have motivation. I'm gonna go ahead and record the first episode, since I had motivation to work on a highway, which is actually very rare for me. Like I don't usually get very excited for like doing the roads and parking lots and stuff like that, but this time around I actually did, which was very rare for me. And I feel like I probably need to do some more street signs in the end, but I think by the end of this episode, this is 3 hours worth of footage, by the way, like non-stop. I did not stop for anything, which is insane to me. Like I had some points, you know, where I was like, maybe I should take a break, maybe I should go do work on something else, but no, I actually powered through even the tedious stuff that I didn't feel like doing. You know, I was just like, you know what, let's just get this over with, that way I don't have to worry about it later. And my approach with this park is going to be a lot different from parks in the past, and basically I'm going to try and complete each section before I even move on to the next area. We're not going to like jump ahead, and I've always had that bad habit before. So basically we're not going to move to the parking lot until I'm pretty happy with how this highway is looking, and I'm pretty excited, pretty happy with how it turned out in the end. So I think by the next episode we'll get started on like some parking booths and getting started in the parking lot in general. I'm hoping maybe it won't take more than an episode or two to do the parking lot, but on top of that, I also want to make sure the parking lot looks alive, so we're also going to be doing, of course, you saw a little intro video that I did for this, but we also are going to be doing some tracked rides that will kind of simulate cars and buses driving on this highway. They'll be going into the parking lot. You know, this is not something that's new. It is something that has been, you know, going since Planet Coaster 1, obviously. I did it a little bit in Planet Coaster 1, but I never did it to the full extent that I wanted to, and I think in this build I'm going to try and do it to the full extent. So I also want to do, since we do have the ability to attach scenery pieces to tracked rides now, I also kind of want to make a little different little cars driving around as well, because we can do that now. We can animate pretty much anything that we want to animate. So I use the classic cars. You'll see that later in the time lapse, but I use the classic cars, little classic car rides, and I didn't decorate them yet, but my idea is to maybe, you know, you could sink it underneath, but I think I'm going to keep it the way it is and just decorate the classic cars to kind of look like more of a modern regular car, potentially. And you can actually do multiple cars, um, and actually attach scenery to different cars as well. So like I could have two different cars on the same track. That's something that wasn't possible in like Planet Coaster 1 and different things like that. So like I could decorate each individual car into something different. The only thing that I kind of wish was available was you could attach like blueprints while you're inside the editor. So like if I want to attach a car on top of it, I could, because I do have a nice car set that I downloaded for kind of this particular thing. And it'd be nice to just be able to use the blueprints, plop them attach them to that, and just use that blueprint. That way I could easily just animate those cars. But no, instead I have to create these cars by myself, which I don't have a whole lot of experience in creating cars, honestly, and that's why I kind of downloaded a workshop item. But maybe this will be a good time for me to get into that and try and create some of my own. Maybe I'll do some off screen and see how it goes, and if it goes well, then I'll show it off, obviously. But yeah, I don't want to waste an entire time lapse of just me trying to figure out how to make a car, and attaching scenery. So that's something that could be a project that I do off screen, to try and make it look a little bit better. I also want to decorate the buses up as well. I would love to do that, to kind of give them more of that vibe that they are part of this world. So I think what I'm waiting on is that we can get custom billboards in the game, and I can actually import the logos, for the park, and maybe attach those to the buses. I'd imagine we'll be able to attach the screens and video billboards to tracked rides as well, slash coasters. I really hope we can. That'd be awesome, because then you could potentially put custom logos on some of these stuff that you can animate. So that'd be really cool to have a bus that has the theming and looks like it's a part of the resort. So after we get the parking lot done, we're also going to be working on some of the hotels as well. So we're not going to it's going to take us a while to actually get to the park. When I say that, I mean just at least a few episodes before we actually get to the actual entrance to the park, because we're going to have to build the resort itself with hotels and parking lots. And I'm trying my best to use the space as best as I can, because I don't want to flood the world with too much roads and parking lots. I want to make sure that there's plenty of room for the parks, because the parks are going to be pretty big. So I want to make sure there's plenty of room for that. That's why I made this highway nicely tucked away in the corner where it's not taking up a ton of space. And I kind of have a little idea of where everything's going to go. And it's going to leave a really good amount of space still, but also still provide a lot of parking spaces, roads, and stuff like that is still going to be there to try and get yourself immersed. I have this idea, when you're on the highway, the park's going to be to your right there. So I think it'll be a really cool vantage point, and it'll be a really cool point as you're coming up the highway. You can see the whole park before you take that exit. So you can just get those views of the park, some really cool skylines and such like that. I think, of course, let's talk about what kind of attractions we're going to have in these parks. So obviously I'm going to have a water park. I'm thinking about doing a potentially maybe a small indoor water park as well. So there's an outdoor water park, an indoor park. It's the same park, but there could be an indoor section as well for maybe when there's bad weather. People could still go swimming and still do those activities even when the weather's not good. The idea is that this park's going to be in a place where it would be open 365 days a year, kind of like Universal or Disney. So it'd be a resort that is always open. So with that water park, you have to have good weather all the time. So it's going to be a place that has it's a warm weather place. I haven't really thought about exactly where this park would be located, but I would imagine somewhere in Florida, probably. I don't want to say Orlando, but because then I would be competing with Disney and Universal, and I don't want to do that. So I would say somewhere in Florida is where this park would be located, potentially. So, but Yeah, this highway turned out really, really good. I think it's the best I've ever done on like a highway because I wanted to make sure there was an exit and then an on ramp for when you're exiting the park as well. So I had to make sure that we had both of those. So I had to get into some complex kind of road work on how that works. I'm no engineer or designer of roads by any means, but I just wanted to make sure it looks like it could be functional and work the way it would. So we're gonna have a very nice round. You can see I did make the exit road as well. That's going to connect, and it's going to be a one big loop. We're going to make it very simple and but at the same time very complex at the same time, because we're going to have a few hotels. I think we're going to start out with at least 2 hotels to get started, and that way you have a hotel theme to each of the parks. So the water park is called Paradise Adventure, so you're going to have a very tropical type of very nice tropical hotel that's going to be across and adjacent from it. And then the adventure hotel will be the second one, which is part of the main adventure resort hotel, which would be your actual main, I think, resort hotel that would be in there. For the Universe Adventure Park, because that's the main park. It's called Universe Adventure. So we have Paradise Adventure, Universe Adventure, are going to be the 2 parks, and you're going to have 2 hotels alongside of that. You're going to have the Adventure Hotel Resort and then the Paradise Adventure Resort as well. So that's going to be kind of the planning and ideas that it's going to have. Again, it's going to be very tropical for the Paradise Resort, and then for the Adventure Resort, you're going to see probably some really cool theming. I'm still kind of pending on how all that's going to look. I'll definitely get some inspiration of what I want those resorts to look like. And then, of course, we'll get into our main entrance area. I might do some sort of like something similar to like City Walk a little bit, kind of like Universal. That way we could have some like shops and facilities and stuff, like gift shops and everything before you head into the park. I think that'd be really, really cool. But yeah, again, I use the antique car ride for some, that way we have different cars going on. And again, I would think it would be really nice to be able to attach scenery to that car ride to make it look more like a modern vehicle, so it's not obviously an antique car. I mean, if we were making this build for, you know, like the 1950s or 60s, maybe it would fit right in. You never know. But that's not the case. This is going to be built in modern day. Based on the type of attractions we're going to have. We're going to have multiple dark rides, kind of like Universal. We're also going to have some really heavily themed coasters and other rides in the park. And I cannot wait to share with you guys with this park. I wasn't expecting to start it this early. I was expecting to get Midwest Adventure done first, but honestly, Midwest Adventure is pretty much done. It's just going to take like maybe one. I'm not even sure if it'll take 2 more episodes, but it's about to be wrapped up, so I'm not gonna have these going on at the same time by any means. I'll do other projects on the side while I'm doing this probably as well. Again, we do have the time traveler recreation we're working on now. I do need to actually finish that, so we'll have to look out for that as well. But those are going to be my 2 main projects right now, is this, and then also doing some recreation projects as well on the side. So those are going to be kind of like my side projects. They're not going to be like anything huge, but this is my huge project that I've been really excited for, and it'll probably be a project that will take me, who knows how long this will take me to build. It just depends on how active I am. And if I do each episode like I did today, I feel like we could get a lot done in a shorter period of time. But I'm gonna, you know, honestly, this will probably be the next year of my life. Not gonna lie, if I had to guess, but we'll have to wait and see. I want to go full out on this. And I want to put my building skills to the test. I'm gonna do my absolute best not to cut any corners on this project, and I'm gonna do my absolute best on my building skills and everything like that. Everything's gonna have inspiration. Everything's gonna in fact, I had a highway literally on Google Earth basically I was kind of getting inspiration off of. It's not exactly the same, but I was actually looking at a highway and an exit that leads to Universal. So I was kind of getting that kind of idea, you want to make sure you have a long enough exit or off ramp, off ramp going to the park, because on those peak busy days, yeah, the traffic's going to get backed up trying to get into the park. So you need to make sure you have enough road to kind of handle with that traffic as well. So and then of course we'll have some toll booths or some parking booths where you'll pay for parking and everything like that. I do want to put in some like billboards out here once we get some custom media. That's probably the only other thing I'll add in this area for the highway. When we do get custom media and custom billboards, I'll be able to put up some custom advertisements, that says exit here, like that. That will actually be advertising the park alongside the highway and the road, because obviously it'll try and get you to exit so you go to the park, and got to get the advertising in, you know what I'm saying? But so yeah, that's going to be really, really cool when we get custom media. Again, that's why a lot of the reason why I wanted custom media, because I'm going to be doing dark rides and going to be doing a lot of theming, and therefore I'm going to be doing a lot of custom audio and a lot of custom music and a lot of custom everything to get everything the way I needed to tell the stories that I want to tell within these rides and attractions. So getting the changeable coaster trains and the custom media is huge for me. And then the next major update after that in March is going to fix a lot of the flumes and the physics on the flumes and such. So it is kind of an interesting question, trying to figure out which park are we gonna start on first. Are we gonna start on the water park? Are we gonna start on the main park? I guess we'll wait till we get there and see what feels right at the time. Maybe I have a feeling I'll probably start with the water park first, get that kind of in there, because I feel like it's going to be a little bit easier and a little bit of an easier task. So let's start on that and get that kind of going. And it's going to be on the far right side of the park, so I kind of want to build that way and then move to my left once we get over there, after we get the parking done, and then of course we get the resorts built as well. So hopefully by the next episode, I'm not entirely sure what all I'll get done. Hopefully I'll start on the first resort, on the first hotel, and that's kind of my idea. We'll get the parking booths in, and then we'll start on a lot of the parking lot layout, and then I'll have the spots where the resorts are going to go, kind of reserve reserve those spots for where the hotels are going to be, and then we'll build the hotels, and then we'll finally get into the parks, starting probably with the water park with Paradise Adventure. Very, very excited for these parks in general. I cannot wait. I think it would be cool if we had Theme Maker's Toolkit, by the way, because then I could 3D model some of my signs and logos into the game, because doing like simple signs wasn't too difficult to do in Blender and stuff. But I do hope it's something that Frontier is looking at, and hopefully we'll get Theme Maker's Toolkit. If we don't, I don't think it's a huge deal with everything with all the new features that we have. I think we can still have the ability to do a lot of things without it, but it would still be a wonderful addition. But that's gonna about do it for this episode, guys. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this, and you guys aren't gonna want to miss these episodes, because it is going to be a huge series. Obviously you can tell that these episodes are much longer, but yeah, I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts, what you think so far in the comments, and that's going to do it for this episode. Have a great day, and even cooler tomorrow, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks, and goodbye.